Hi, today we are here to showcase the Kitamura MedCenter5AX, our very small machining center.
It's an extremely high performance machine. So Matt Bender and myself here, we're going to go over the highlights of the equipment, and we're also going to describe the details of the cycle that we made. So if you're not familiar with the Kitamura machine, it's a Japanese machine tool. And we're here representing JBM Technologies. And what Matt has done is he has crafted up a really impressive demo. So I'll let him talk about the details of that, and I'm going to speak more general. And then after that's finished, we can do Q&A and things like that. And we can really get into the nitty-gritty as people choose. So I'll hand it back off to Matt. Do you want to talk a little bit about the demo you made and why you chose some of the things you did and some of the tooling and things like that?
Yep. So here we have a bone plate. Can actually pass it around if you want. We did it out of stainless steel because we wanted to do a dry cut demo for everybody to see. So that finish there has absolutely no coolant on it or air. That's just straight machined. I used SGS tooling and OSG tooling to get that done. We're using 6mm end mills, 5 flute to finish with full tool center point control using G43.4 and G68.2, if I get these numbers right, for our work offset, so we can just use one location and move the part around. Because with this machine, we have true geometric accuracy, which means anywhere you put that tool in its envelope, you're going to have our 2 micron positioning and 1 micron repeatability all the time. You can go as fast as you want because we have this Mitsubishi controller here that comes standard with 4,500 blocks per second look ahead, with an option to upgrade it up to 8,900 blocks per second look ahead. So if you have to do any kind of spline cutting, 3D contouring, anything like that, you really need to hold tight tolerances especially. You can tune it, and this thing will do anything you want it to do. It'll literally eat the code.
Nice. So does anybody here currently do 5-axis or 3D machining that has any experience with it? No? Okay, that's fine. So one of the things we wanted to do here is showcase some of the machine ability, obviously. So with a 30,000 RPM spindle, you can hit some pretty high feed rates. This machine will allow you to G1 feed rate up to its rapid speed, and it still holds its ability to move. It's pretty amazing. So one of the things we did specifically for this demo was we chose the finest surface finish that was reasonable for the time. And I believe we're at a 27 millionth scallop height on that part. Reason we chose that was that if you ever did any long cycle 3-axis mold work or 5-axis simultaneous, what most people see is after that spindle runs for a while and heats up, it starts to gouge into the part. That doesn't happen on these machines. With the thermal compensation and the guaranteed plus or minus 1 micron repeatability, what you end up getting is a machine that you can run 30,000 RPMs for extremely long toolpath, long periods of time, precisely, and you never get the gouge, you never get noise marks, and you never get sort of surface imperfections that you would see on perhaps a lesser machine. So, and like Matt was saying, the look ahead on that is pretty intense. You can upgrade that to, what is it, 8,000 something look ahead?
8,900 blocks per second.
So yeah, 8,900 blocks per second. So you can have this thing eat code for breakfast, basically. It flies, and with that 30,000 RPM spindle, you can really get after it. So,
just you made me remember. Thank you very much. The cusp height on this finish of that part that's going around is actually 700 nanometers. So it's like that equates to about a 71 micron step over, or 3,000ths if you're English. I guess 700 nanometers would be...
That's 27 millionths.
Yeah, 27 millionths.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So. It's good enough, right?
It's good enough.
That'll do. So if you guys looked at this, so we had to draw this model because a lot of our bone plates and stuff have NDAs, so we kind of just crafted up something. And we really just wanted to showcase the ability of the machine. So we're using 5th axis vices in this machine, and this was programmed using Fusion 360. These machines can be programmed pretty easily with Fusion, so a lot of people are using that nowadays, so we want to support that as a dealership and also show that you could still get this crazy high quality without having to require Mastercam, or I personally like Esprit. I've been using that for many years. All of those machines will take care of that really well. So then the OSG tooling and the SGS tooling, if you're not already familiar with them, they're very high quality tools, but they're also economical. So we didn't use, $1,000 end mills or anything like that for razzle dazzle. We used what a normal shop person would use or have on file, basically.
Yep, and easily obtainable, because stock inventory is always a thing. But in this little thing, the A-axis is 120 degrees both directions, so you have full 240 degree swing. You got 200 RPM in the C-axis, so it just gets it done, and 100 RPM in the A-axis. 60 meters a minute, or that equates to 2,362 inches a minute. Rapid traversal in XY, and it's about 2,100 inches a minute on Z.
That's correct. And does anybody here know about pulse encoders? I don't know how nitty-gritty you have to get in your regular life, but pulse encoders are what manage the location of ball screws as they spin. So every brand of machine has a different number of resolution on the pulse encoders. So for example, like more of a budget machine would have like a 1 million per revolution pulse encoder. And what that means is every turn of the ball screw, there's 1 million basically hash marks for the motion control system to understand where it wants to be and where it is. And that's how servo motors know if they have to push a little bit harder or they're overshooting, because servo motor is a closed loop system. So without getting too far into the minutia there, the key here is that many machines have 16 million pulse encoders. If you're using FANUC machines, you can option them up to 32 million. It's very expensive. Not every builder will do it for you or can do it for you. So no matter what, you're capped off at about 16 million pulse encoders. This machine comes standard with 67 million pulse encoders. So every revolution that ball screw makes, it has 67 looks at where it is, where it wants to be, where it needs to be, and that adjustment gives you crazy high accuracy and extremely good surface finish. And it also helps you work with the thermal compensation to basically eliminate any noise marks. So you guys didn't see any gouges, you didn't see any of those things. So it's a combination of the rigid casting. It's under 9,000 pounds, give or take. So it's a heavy machine. 8,800. Yep. So it's a heavy machine with the good pulse encoders, the Mitsubishi control, good ball screws, and glass scales feedback. You basically can make literally perfect gauge quality parts with this thing. So if you want to touch on that a little bit more, and then we'll talk maybe about the pallet changer add-ons and the tool capacity and things like that.
Yeah. So one thing about this machine, is a bridge style X, so that lends a lot to the stability of the machine and the thermal comps and everything. So that's kind of a key point there. What he was talking about, we have a picture of it over here. You can field expand this machine from its standard 40 tools to up to 120 tools. It's an 80 tool changer that goes on the right side there. And then this is a 12 pallet. You can get a 24 pallet changer. And really, the sky's the limit on that. You can, if you want to do 500 pallets, you can do 500 pallets.
We've quoted 360 pallets for this machine already, using System 3R components, off-the-shelf fixturing, and that kind of thing.
It's all tried and true methods.
If you want this thing to run over the weekend or for a week on really reliable stuff with redundant tooling, Renishaw probing, and a good program, you can literally set and forget, split tenths with this thing, and let it run indefinitely. So that's been one of our claims to fame for our customers, is that they can get away with having less operators, because it's hard enough to get a good setup guy, good programmer, good people, but they're always busy, they're always overbooked, etc. So if you can actually walk away from a machine and hold spec, your life's pretty good. So sorry, I'm getting a little feedback here. Maybe I'll move. So
You're good. So pointing those things out, these add-ons, seeing it's such a small machine, these add-ons don't even really make it that much bigger. You would be like, you'd think that that has to be, you're going to put 24 pallets on it, it's got to be a big system, right? Well, it's still smaller than that 4XV over there, the 4020 vertical, with all of that on it. All on the right side, you can load from the left side, or right side, left side. So yeah, that if your shop, doesn't have room on that side where you're going to put it, you can put it on this side. Doesn't matter. We can do whatever. And if your shop's really, if space is a thing, this is the machine you need, especially if you need that 5-axis capability.
absolutely. One of the other things that we provide as JBM Technologies is we will turnkey jobs for our customers. We will support them long term, and we'll actually provide real documentation. So some people can write a program, some people can do a little bit of help, but what we'll provide you is an ISO level or automotive or defense quality turnkey with real documentation, what offset needs to go in what direction to get what effect. So that's part of our service. So Matt is the Director of Engineering and Applications at JBM, and even though I'm a salesman, I'm a 20-year machinist, mill turn, 5-axis, etc., and that's part of the process. So everybody at JBM has to have a secondary qualification. So instead of just having a sales guy or just parts person, it's like they have more knowledge built in. So when we show up, we can walk up to the control, we can type what we need to immediately. We don't have to prepare. We don't have to call people. If you get yourself in a situation where power goes out and your tool changer jams up, no big deal. You give us a call. We can usually remedy it for you over the phone. So that's part of the service that we provide, is to add more value and be as competitive as we can on margin. And what that provides you with is you're getting the most machine for your buck, and you're also getting excellent support. And since we give quality turnkey processes, quality engineered solutions, quality machinery, the stuff doesn't go down. So we don't have problems, you don't have problems, everybody's life's nice. So, because at the end of the day, if you're a shop person and you've done real work and you've been in the industry for as long as we have, you understand that it's hard all the time. So why let it be any harder than it has to be? So basically that's what we do, is we try to put our best foot forward to provide really excellent equipment, a good team to support it, and just add a lot of value. And Matt Bender and myself, we work out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania in the Advanced Engineering Center. It's JBM's 4th office.
Yep.
What do you think? Did you guys have any questions after we're this far in?
Since
we could talk
watching
to
this,
any length about what you may be curious about. You're welcome to get close to the machine. You're welcome to ask Matt or I direct questions about JBM Technologies. JBM is a service-based company. The owner of our company started out as a service technician repairing machines, and then he became a machine designer, and then he got into sales, and he grew this company into a really large, powerful organization. That said, we keep the lowest service rates in the industry because we care about fixing your machines if and when they go down, or if somebody crashes something or something happens. That's critical to us. So, and the boss, he's not just a pencil pusher. Like, that guy knows how to walk up here, type in parameters, fix things, and get things done, and he will help you too. So no matter what, whoever you call here will be able to help you in their specialty. It's like, I don't really know a lot about wire EDM. Matt does. I'm decent with grinding, but I'm better at mills and lathes, so I do that. So we kind of spread it around, because one person can't be a pro at everything. So if we balance that load, then works out. So
Exactly.
And we're also pretty easygoing. We're pretty low pressure, and a lot of our customers, after they buy one machine, they buy many, many more. So it's good for us, and as we grow and continue to morph into our next generation of management team and expansion and product lines, we continue to have machines like the Kitamuras that have 20 and 30 year lifespans. Well, guess what? We have 20 and 30 years worth of parts as well. So it doesn't matter how old that machine is, we could still take care of you. So.
Yep. I was just going to showcase a little bit, since it's doing this, the control. I'll just 240% override and let it do its thing. It doesn't really care. If I had more feed rate override, I'd give it more. just to show you that it's not going to hiccup, it's not going to falter, it's not going to cut a corner or anything like that ever.
So we'll be running this demo all day, and one of the things that I'd like you to check out is when the spindle is running at high RPM, you can't feel it. So I don't know if you've ever stood next to a robo drill or like a Haas that's running at high RPM or something like that. If you don't have anti-fatigue mats and you're wearing thin shoes, your feet will hurt by the end of the day. So something this thing brings with its extra weight and stability is it has a multi-point leveling system as well. So any machine type vibration is actually directed right into the foundation. So the less pads you have on a machine, the more they each have to bear the load of that. So if you could distribute that equally across many leveling pads that are anchored down, glued down, etc., you could stand next to this thing all day with street shoes on, not specialty work boots, and your feet aren't killing you. So as like I said earlier, shop people, one of the hardest things to do is just like deal with all the normal stuff of the day, right? So every little thing that gives you an advantage in cost, quality, uptime, the ability to set and forget stuff, to be like, oh yeah, that machine's over there running, the green light's on, the only time we have to go over there is to fill it with coolant and weight lube. Cool. I like that, you know? So in our careers, we ran many Kitamura jobs, and it was pretty routine for us to hold single-digit microns unattended, or I'd say plus or minus 0.2 unattended, no problems. So we did that on defense products, and since we had to CMM pretty much everything and have data traceability, we're able to prove that. So, and then we're also able to show you guys how to do that, and ladies, we can show you how to do that, show you how these processes work, and we can also use the Renishaw product to control the process in the machine with tool breakage detection, automatic tool measurement, and work probing to actually measure the parts locations, inspect features, do automatic adjustments, and automatic data output straight from the control. So with the modern era of controls, Mitsubishi Control, it has all this extra horsepower, so the sky's kind of the limit on how much you want to do with it.